This is Green Valley's 50th anniversary year, so it's a very special year. Green Valley was started in 1968, was a grassroots effort. Started out very small, as most endeavors like this do. Started with 8 clients and really one service. They had the workshop, did some subcontracting for various people. Fast forward about 50 years and a lot of stuff happening over that period of time, and now we have a wide variety of programs of which you're going to get the opportunity to see our department managers and talk about them individually. But we now serve people from the age of birth all the way up to the elderly. Last year we served about 664 individuals. Some of the things that are interesting about GVE, it is a 501c3, which means it's a tax-free, not-for-profit. You can make donations and it won't hurt our feelings if you do. Funding does get a little tighter every year. The board is a 12-member board. We've been blessed to have a really wonderful board over the years, some people that have a real good background in business and other things that have helped us to grow as we have. A couple of the other areas that I'll talk about, one of the bigger areas that's problematic for an agency like Green Valley, our mission statement, is to serve people with disabilities and their families, and we help them to achieve their maximum potential and their maximum independence. When you have a group of people with disabilities, transportation can oftentimes be very tough. We started out at the beginning, 50 years ago, really didn't have any transportation. Then we got 2 buses early on, I think about the first 5 years in, and now we've got 16 buses and 2 vehicles we use for production. When we did a survey a couple years back, we had, I think, 2 people that drove in terms of our participants. So that's a major thing. We're just picking up 2 brand new buses that we wrote a grant for, so we're pretty happy about that. Needless to say, that's a big expense. So United Way helped us out with some of that in terms of the grant writing and some of the match. So we're very happy with United Way for helping us with that. In terms of how we're funded, about 65% of our funding comes from governmental or quasi-governmental funding sources. Managed care would be by far away the biggest, but we also have a substantial amount of money that comes through donations. We do have some private pay fees for some services, and also our production area, which you'll get to see a little later on. In terms of future directions at Green Valley Enterprises, things are really heading the way of more individualized services, more community-based services. There's a lot of emphasis on people working in the community and getting a minimum wage. That's something we're working very hard with area employers. The other thing is that there's a lot of emphasis on youth services, and we expanded our Life Academy program. We continue to do that to, try to get people with disabilities involved earlier in life so that they can have a longer period of time to reach their potential and actually work with them at a point in their life when it's probably most beneficial to them.
I'm Craig Henriksen. I'm the manager of the Community Integration Department here at Green Valley. Our program really can be summed up as, in a nutshell, we explain our program as we try to get people from a facility-based program, facility-based activity out into the community. So we do that 3 different ways. We have an employment program where people will come in, they're looking for employment, and we work with them doing job shadows, work experience, and just developing employment skills. And then we work with employers to get people hired. So we'll get an interview set up, and we will get a job coach set up so that we can support them, and then we get them out into the workforce. Another way that we get people out of the facility-based programs is we have a Life Academy program, which is for students that are 18 to 21. They've completed their high school work, and now they're looking to develop some more independent living skills. So we'll work with individuals on doing laundry, making meals, budgeting, just about anything that you need in order to be successful in independent living. And then we also work on vocational skills. So we will get these young people out into the community, learning about different activities that are available for them, different types of employment that are available for them, all while trying to teach skills on how they could live independently in an apartment along with that job. The third facet that we have is called Meaningful Day. And that program it's really a kind of full holistic program, I would say. It's kind of has employment as its hub, as its center point, and then we build a world around that. So we focus on getting people out into the community to see different activities that are happening, things at the YMCA, things at a yoga studio, art classes, just getting to the bank, hospitals, police department, so that people understand what's out there, different services that are available, different types of employment that are available, and different social and recreational activities that are available. So that program's starting soon. It's going to be a great program. We have a new coordinator coming in to do that, and we hope that people are learning and growing and getting employment, some volunteer work, and getting really a well-rounded life.
We are in the Special Needs Activity Department, which is lovingly referred to as SNAP. We serve adults with developmental and intellectual disabilities, and we are a day services program, which means that we just provide a variety of activities throughout the day to give them a meaningful and productive day. So we're working on this. It'll be a nice quiet place for people to visit and read and hang out and chill if they need it. A lot of what we do is important, but also important is who we do it for and why. Some of the reasons my staff are here and keep coming here day after day is that the participants are family. They teach us what is important in life, to enjoy life and have fun with the people that we care about. The smallest things are big accomplishments. It's the little things in life that are important, and to learn to appreciate everything we are capable of. This is our man cave, and it actually is inhabited by all men today, and they're working on some work skills activities. In our living room, we have a gross motor activity going on, playing some beanbag toss. They really enjoy doing this, and they also really enjoy when the weather gets nice and we can go outside and do some of this stuff out in the sunshine. So in this room, we play a lot of games, and that's what this group is doing this afternoon. We have all sorts of board games. We have a lot of card games. Dice games are a favorite. Radio bingo is like a perennial favorite. Play it from the moment it starts to the moment it ends.
Turn around, Mikey. You need to follow directions.
But bingo is a favorite.
Don't worry about
This
what
is our
Nancy's doing.
kitchen. It's an activity room. It's where we have big group activities, and then we also have access to a nice patio. Another real favorite of clients is crafts, and so we do a lot of arts and crafts, and it amazes me what you can do with like paper plates and toilet paper rolls and things. Although I think they're doing something a little more creative today. So not only do we provide a wide range of activities, we take outings into the community 3 to 4 times a week. Last year in 2017, we took 170 total outings. That's locally and within outlying areas. We also provide personal cares, feeding, toileting, bathing. Also, if you are in SNAP, you have an opportunity to access other Green Valley programs.
My name is Mark Salzer, production manager for Green Valley Enterprises. Been with the company for about 8 months now. What I My role primarily is involving customer sales and customer interaction, plus handling the materials management side and the supply chain, as well as overseeing the production floor with our staff and our participants. So yes, we have about 85 participants. We will find work for each one of those participants depending on their particular skill level. We will find the ability to make a fixture, to provide them the training, the soft skills to work with each other, to take care of the customer. We have over 15 major customers that we work with on a yearly basis. So our manufacturing group and what we do to take care of the customers and take care of the staff and the participants really helps Green Valley meet our ultimate mission. And so our portion of our work at Green Valley feeds into, again, taking care of our mission with our revenue dollars from the subcontract work. That's ultimately what we do, is we help take care of the Green Valley's mission. The manufacturing group here is really that pre-vocational setting where the participants gain the job skills and the knowledge and the soft skills to go out and help employers with their job needs. So we work very closely with community engagement.
I'm Mary Weiss, and I am the Trostin House Manager at Green Valley. I am part of a wonderful program alongside my staff who work so hard to create an environment in which our participants can be successful and safe and enjoy their day. We primarily provide services at Trostin House for an older population of individuals who have a variety of diagnoses and needs. We are a social environment and provide activities from morning until afternoon. Some of those activities may include Maintain Your Brain, Exercise and News, table games and gross motor, sensory activities. We also enjoy going on outings in the community. Entertainment comes in many different forms here at Trostin House. We have music and karaoke. Many of the clients enjoy music, and especially the sing-alongs that we do here at Trostin as well. It's important for us to have a safe environment and a home-like environment. It's important for clients to feel at home and to feel welcome so that they can just be. We provide other services other than our activities, such as bathing services. We have foot clinic services. The nurses from the Beaver Dam Hospital come to Trostin House every other month and provide foot clinic care for our participants. We also have transportation. Another thing I just want to mention too is that we become the eyes and ears for caregivers, and it's important for us to monitor and be watchful of any change in our clients. We report to those caregivers and managed care organizations or care teams so that they can be informed about any changes that one of our participants may have, either physically or mentally, any changes with communication or ambulation. Services here at the Trostin House start with an intake process, and I assist families and individuals through that process. And as soon as the intake is completed, individuals or caregivers can schedule daycare services with as little as 24 hours notice. We try to be as accommodating as we can for families and caregivers. We are a respite service as well and want to make sure that our time here is as flexible as we can be with individuals who need our services, but as well as for those caregivers. We want to create, like I said, an environment in which caregivers can trust the staff and I to do a good job, to have an environment in which their loved one can be safe and enjoy their time during the day.
As the name implies, the Birth to 3 program serves children from birth until the age of 3 years. It's a federally mandated program. In Dodge County, the Birth to 3 program is contracted to Green Valley. We're the only vendor for the program in the county. Green Valley hires the early intervention teachers needed for the program and the service coordinators. And then we contract with Rehab Resources, who rent space in our building, and they provide us with the pediatric speech therapists, occupational therapists, and physical therapists that are needed for our program. We serve a wide range of children. When we get a referral, we go out and do an evaluation of the child. The early interventionist goes out and does a screener on the child. That screener is called the DAISY. It's a developmental assessment of young children. And if they see on that screener, which looks at all areas of a child's development, it will look at their speech and language skills, it will look at their gross motor skills, their fine motor skills, it looks at social and emotional areas, and it looks at self-help areas. If they see a 25% delay in any of those areas, that referral gets moved on to a therapist in that area of specialty. So the pediatric speech therapist will see the children with speech and language needs. They will also see the children who have any feeding issues, because we do see such young children. Sometimes there's an issue with that suck, swallow, breathe pattern. We have children that are on feeding tubes, or sometimes kids just pocket their food on the side of their mouth and aren't chewing it and moving it around in their mouth like they should. The speech therapist works with all those kinds of things. For the area of the physical therapist, works with any of the children who have gross motor needs. Sometimes children just have low tone and their muscles aren't strong enough, and they need assistance with that and strengthening those muscles. Some of those kids might have things like spina bifida, or sometimes we have some children that have had a stroke in utero, so they need that therapy right away when they're born. We also have pediatric occupational therapists, and they will deal with the children who have fine motor needs. Their upper bodies aren't as strong. They need hand support, hand development in their upper body extremities. And they also work with children who have sensory needs. So some of the kids that have autism and things like that, the occupational therapist will work with them. So they will go in and do an assessment, the therapist will. If they also find that the child has a 25% delay, the child qualifies. At that point, we ask the family if they want services. Birth to 3 is a voluntary program, so even if they're referred to us and qualify, it's up to the family if they want to participate. If the family does want to participate, we write out a plan with how often we will come and see them, what kind of goals we work on. Birth to 3 is very family friendly. We really want these families to work with us. It's not just the therapist coming in and working with the child. It's the family being definitely part of that team. So we really involve them in that plan that we write. And I should mention that all the services are in natural environment. So we could go to the home, or if the child's in daycare, we can see the child in daycare. If grandma watches the child during the day, we can go to her house. We pretty much go to where the child is at, to their natural environment. And our goals are usually centered around their daily routine. So instead of sitting down and working on increasing their vocabulary or having a goal using so many words, the goal would be to ask for a drink when they're thirsty, or ask for things in their goals that just work in their everyday routine and will be helpful to the child in accessing what they want and need during the day. So Birth to Three is works with a lot of different children. Some of the children we work with have limited needs. We have a lot of 2-year-old boys who require speech therapy and are just busy little boys. Their gross motor skills are off the charts. They're very busy. Their other skills are very high, but those speech, they're just not using their words or asking for what they want like they should be. So we have them, and they're kind of the easier kids for us to work with. And at the other end of the spectrum, we have some really medically needy children that might be on feeding tubes, might be on oxygen, and those children might need the speech therapist, the OT, and the PT. They might need all of our services. So it varies definitely by child. We get referrals from a lot of different sources. I'd say probably 50% are from doctors. Children go in for their well child check, and the doctor will refer them. We also get a lot of parents that will call. They hear about us from word of mouth, or maybe the doctor tells them and lets them decide if they want to make the referral. Public Health gives us referrals. Head Start does. And also the social workers at the county refer all the children that are child and abuse victims. So we have all the children that have had substantiated abuse come through our program and are screened by our program. Like I said, Birth to Three is very family friendly. We do involve those parents. Our main goal is to work with the child, but we really want to give those parents strategies and ideas to work with their child, and give them some material that when we walk out the door, they have something. We've given them some tools and things that they can use till we come the next week, or and we feel we're a partner with them. So like I said, our goal is to work with the child, but really to work with the parent too, and give them information. And each child is different, so we feel we just work as a team and do the best we can for every child and every family. Last year we served 377 children and their families in the county, in Dodge County. So we have a lot of kids coming into the program. Almost every day I get a referral. But on the other hand, kids are turning 3 and aging out of our program. But it's a fast-paced program. It's fun. We have a lot of good staff to work with and wonderful families. So it's a nice program to be part of.